So our goal today is to put all of these together. Everything that we talked about yesterday on mill rate to calculate property tax. We also talked about assessment value, portion assessment, local improvements. We're all gonna do that. And then we're gonna add a little bit more to that. Like we're gonna talk about school taxes that we haven't talked about yet. What is that? And we're also going to talk about tax credits. We haven't talked about that yesterday, so we will talk about that today. So when you get a tax bill, okay, when you get a tax bill, this is actually the tax paper that comes from City of Winnipeg. I get this every year, and you get this every year. So in this information, it has the date, property address, that's where the property is, where your house is, right? And who owns this property. So your name will be right there. On top of that, there's a roll number. Basically, it identifies your property, where your property is, where is it located. And yeah, so that's basically some of the information on the top piece of this municipal tax statement. That's what I'm thinking about, statement. So when you look at this piece, what else? It says here, status code, it's taxable. It means we have to pay taxes for that. So that says status code taxable, okay? Some properties are non-taxable, but we're not really interested in that. Class. Class is what kind of property is this? Is this a residential property? Residential property means people live there, right? And it's how many dwelling places is that? Because sometimes some dwelling places has like a side-by-side, like a duplex, so it's considered a two property, right? Is this a commercial property? Is it a business or something? Okay, but we're not interested in other stuff like that. The only thing that we're really interested in this course is the residential property. Yesterday we talked about portion assessment. Okay, we had to multiply by 45%. So this is the percent, the portion that we're interested in terms of calculating our property tax. Okay, so this portion, 45%. Assessed value, how much is your the value of your property? And the property, this one here is just all in one, it's all lump sum, clumped together, but that includes the building, the physical property, and also the land, right? Because the land itself has a value. And then here, portion assessment, they took 45% of the value to get the portion assessment. We know how to calculate that yesterday, right? Another piece of that, this one we will talk about today, school taxes. So we pay taxes, and the amount of money that we pay go towards the school division where we live in. So I live in a Winnipeg School Division, so the educational taxes that I pay go to Winnipeg School Division School. Okay. And then municipal taxes you see here, and these are municipal taxes. We'll talk about that. We talked about this yesterday. And also local improvements, we talked about that yesterday as well. And then at the end, there's kind of a summary, kind of putting it all together. So this is something that you will see, or you will get for the property if you're paying the property tax. That's the actual form. Let's take a look at this. A property tax bill in Winnipeg shows a lot of information. So we talked about those information. This is on page 30. So you will be asked in this course to calculate the total property tax in order to calculate the total property tax, we'll need to find out some stuff. So determine the portion assessment. Okay, determine portion assessment. We did that yesterday, right? Yeah, so we had to multiply something, 45%. So check, we've done that. Calculate the municipal property tax. We've done that already yesterday, so check. Done that. If you want to review that, we're going to go over some examples together today. Calculate education tax. This one we haven't done yet, but it's very similar to what we've seen before from yesterday, so nothing super new. Calculate local improvement. Yeah, we've seen that one. And then this one we haven't seen. Any provincial tax credit. Any provincial tax credit. So far, every year, at least on my tax bill and other people's tax bill, there's a $700 credit. So that what they mean is that the province will say, don't worry about that $700. We'll take care of it. So they take away or subtract the $700. It's like a savings, right? $700 off. So we'll keep that in mind as well. So having said that, I think what we could do is take a look at example 1, and you'll see all of our notes in here, all of our examples and calculations. Some important stuff. So the first part here says Jim's property, okay, they're together, has an assessed value of $215,500. So assessed value, what is it worth? Okay, and it says here the portion percentage for his type of property is 45%. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 45% of his property amount, and that's what we're gonna use to calculate our tax. His property has 50 feet of frontage. Okay, so yesterday when we talked about this, well, why are they telling us how long the front lawn is or how long the front is? What is that for?
Is any road repairs or anything?
Yeah, for road repairs, right? For any repairs, it's called local improvement. So local improvement depends on how long your property is. So that's why it's there. Okay, so let's calculate letter A. Calculate the portion value of property. So the word portion means part of. Part of. So letter A, portioned assessment. Okay, so portion amount. What portion are we paying? We're paying 45% of the assessed value. So 0.45 times 215,500. Let's calculate that. 215,500. So the amount is 96,975. So this is the amount that we will use to calculate municipal tax later. Okay, so this is the amount we will use. I'll just put a little bubble here. This is the amount we will use for municipal tax. Municipal tax. So that's it. Okay, portion assessment. So that's part A. Part B. Part B, it says calculate Jim's municipal property tax due, and if the mill rate is 12.15 mils. So they tell us a mill rate, there's mill rate, and the mill rate is per thousand. So municipal tax is equals to whatever the mill rate is. Mill rate is 12.15 mils divided by 1,000. So this is from the notes yesterday. So 12.15 mils per thousand, and times that with the portioned assessment. So our portioned assessment is $96,975. Okay, so let's calculate that piece. So this is what I got. I'll just move for a second. This is what I got. It's a whole bunch of numbers. So how do we express our answer in this particular way?
Rounded to the cent.
Rounded to the nearest cent, right? So it would be $1,178, and here 24. The third number is 6. So we have to round it up to the next number, which is 25 cents. Is that okay? So far so good? Yeah. So we figured out the portion assessment because the municipal tax is based on portion assessment. Okay, letter C. Letter C. Calculate the education tax. Okay. Well, how can we calculate the education tax? Education tax is 14.76 mils. Education tax. So education tax. Most of these questions is most likely a 2 marks questions. So one is showing the work, and then one is doing the final answer. And again, make sure the right rounding and unit. So education tax, mils. What's the mill rate? 14.76 mils over 1,000 times 96,975. Okay, so even education tax, if they don't give you a specific number for education tax, we're going to use the portion assessment as well. So 14.76 mils divided by 1,000 times 96,975. So try that. Okay, so this is what I got. I want to make sure I double check with you. Did you get 1431.351? Yeah? Okay. So again, we write that as 1431 point, has to be 35, right? Yeah, you're good? Okay, so we got educational tax as well. So what's letter D? Oh, okay, there's a local improvement. Okay, so it says a local improvement is $8 oiling. Calculate the local improvement. So letter D, local improvement. Okay, so local improvement is based on how per foot, right? What is it again? $8 per foot. $8 per foot. So it's going to be $8 times how many feet? It says 50 feet. So 8 times 50 is going to be $400. Okay, so you can put just $400 or 400.00. Doesn't really matter because it's 0 cents anyway. Okay, so what have we done? We calculated the municipal tax, we calculated education tax, local improvement. Last but not the least, letter E. Is it okay if I move it? Yeah, okay. Letter E, it says calculate the total tax due. And they say if the provincial government gives us a tax credit, it's like a discount. Basically, we think about that. Credit is a discount of $700. So let's do letter E. Total tax due. Okay, total tax due. So what would it be? Well, we have a municipal tax to pay for, $1,178.25. That's a municipal tax that we have to pay for. Plus, we have an education tax to pay for, so that's $1431.35. Okay, plus any local improvement that we have to pay for, so that's an extra $400. Okay, and then that's some kind of a discount from free money from the Manitoba government, provincial government, of $700. So they'll just take it off from your thing, property tax. So minus the $700. Okay, so you have everything: municipal, education, local improvement, and you get a little bit of a discount there. Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate all that. Is this what you got? 2309.6? Yeah, everybody got that? Okay, good. Now we gotta write it down in a proper way. So $, $2,309.60, so 60 cents. That's our final total bill from City of Winnipeg. Okay, so you can pay that amount one time, one lump sum if you want. It's usually due on the very latest June 30, right? The final due date. If you want a lump sum payment, it says, well, you have to pay it on June 30. Sometimes I've seen this before. You can do a TIP program, TIPP, and basically you can do it every month. You pay the government, the city, once a month, right? So it's not heavy in our pocket. It's not heavy on our finances. So a little bit each month until it's paid off. Another option, third option, is what they do is they actually put the property tax and mortgage payment together. So you pay that amount in the bank, and then the bank will send the money to the government, the city of Winnipeg, I meant. Okay, so we got option, paid in full, but it has to be paid before June 30 or up to June 30. Pay it through TIP program, go directly to the municipal government, or you pay it with your mortgage payment, the bank, and then the bank will give it to you. You get options. Okay, good. Any questions there? No? Okay, let's take a look. Example 2. Okay. A property has a portion assessment of $109,350. Okay, when I read this one here, it says portion assessment. Okay, so this one already has a portion. Okay, that means we don't have to multiply by 0.45 anymore, right? Because it's already the portion. One less thing to do. Okay, what else is here? Municipal tax rate is 20.8 mils. Okay, now we gotta figure that out. And then here, the education tax is 2,765. Oh, okay. That's kind of nice because we don't have to do any calculation there. They just say, this is how much you're gonna pay for. Okay, no calculation there. The property has a frontage of 40 feet. Yeah, we're gonna need that if there's a local improvement, and there are two local improvements here. We have a water main and water waste, and those are the amount. And of course, there's a provincial tax credit of 700. Now, as you can see here, this question, example 2, has so much in it, and then they don't actually walk us through. It says calculate the taxes. So this one here, we have to do every single step. Nothing, no prompts on how we're gonna do it. It's just calculate the total taxes. So let's do that. What do we need to do? Well, first of all, this is already portioned assessment. We don't have to do the portion anymore. We're gonna do the municipal tax though. Municipal tax. And how do we calculate municipal tax? It's mill rate of 20.8 mils divided by 1,000 times the portion assessment, which we already have. Okay, so let's do that. So I'll give you a moment to calculate that piece, and I'll show you what I got. You okay? Is everybody okay? Did you get 22.74 and 48 cents? Yeah? Okay. Okay. $2,274.48. Education tax is already there. I'll just write it down. We know education tax is 2,765. No calculation needed. Okay. What's the next thing that we should do?
Add up the water main and wastewater.
Yeah, we're gonna do local improvement here. Local improvement. Okay, so how can we do local improvement? It would cost $11.39 and $9.62. $11.39 and $9.62 to do those two things. So it's going to cost us $21.01. Yeah, so it's $21.01. Okay, and then times that by the frontage, which is a 40. So times it by 40. $21.01 times 40. And I got 840.4, but I gotta add the 0 to make it look like 840.40. So far so good. And I know I spoke to some people yesterday, and some people have a slightly different way of doing things, right? So this is what other people have done. I'll show it to you. Okay. And pick whichever you like best. Another possibility is to multiply this 1139 by 40. You get an amount. You can multiply $9.62 by 40. You'll get another amount. And then just add those two together, and we'll still get the same. Okay? Yeah. So it's up to you. Like, they're both correct. It's just a different way of doing. Okay? Okay, now that we have municipal tax, we got education tax, so we didn't really have to do anything. We got the local improvement. Now, we're gonna put it all together, and of course, we don't forget the tax credit from the Manitoba government. So, I'm gonna write down total tax due. How much is the total tax? We have municipal tax to pay for, so 2274.48 plus we have education tax to pay for, 2765. We have local improvement to pay for, 840.40. And then we're not going to forget about the tax credit of $700, so minus 700. So let's do that. 7. What you get?
D179.20.
880. $22.74.48. Let me take a look at that one again.
Oh, I forgot that 8.
Oh, okay, sure. There you. Oh, it's all right. So 5179.88. Yes. Okay. Good. How's that? Is that not too bad, right? You follow the recipe and everything goes according to plan here. Yeah. Yeah, you got it? Okay, good.
My adding or whatever.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, sometimes it's really important to show our work. So if we miss, sometimes miscalculating, you've seen me flip numbers around yesterday. So it happens. So showing the steps step by step actually makes a difference. So something like this is probably a good 4 or 5 mark question. And it should be about 4 or 5 marks, right? Because there's a lot of things to do. Okay, let's do example number 3. Let's see this one. Michaela owns a house that has an assessed value. Okay, I'm just gonna circle that. Okay, already in the back of my mind, okay, that's an assessed value. It's not the portion value. So I gotta do some calculation before we use that number. Okay, and it says here, the portion percentage for her property is 45%. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, 45%. Oh, this is interesting. Municipal property tax is $16.50. Municipal property tax is $16.50. Oh, okay. We don't have to do anything about that because that's just the amount. Education tax is 21.95 mils. Okay, this one we gotta do a little bit of work because it's in mils. She also has to pay for local improvement that has a total of $933.50. Okay. They gave us a local improvement and they just say this is how much it is. Okay, no calculation there. There's a provincial tax credit of $700. Okay, and the question is calculate the total property tax due. So much things to do. Okay, what do we need to do next first? This is an assessed value. So the first thing is to calculate the portion assessment. First, calculate the portion assessment. So go ahead, I see people already writing. Okay, somebody verify my number. I got 152,550. Is that what you got? Yeah? Is that what you got? You got a different one? Okay.
I just go with 45 divided by
No.
maybe at least 300.
No, because we gotta do the portion assessment. So this is a portion assessment first. So you're looking at what part of the value of your home you're gonna be basing your taxes on. Okay, so portion assessment is 0.45. Okay, so let's copy that part down. Okay. Now, municipal tax, it's done. Okay, gotta just write that down. Municipal tax is $16.50. Okay, no need to calculate anything because that's just that. But no calculation needed. This extra stuff that I'm writing here is, you know, if you want to write it down on your page, you could, but it also for the people who might not be here today. The next one is education tax. So education tax is, the tax rate is 21.95 mils. So 21.95 mils divided by 1,000 times, oh, okay. Now that I have this portion assessment, I gotta use my portion assessment for this one. 152,550. I got 3348.47. Okay, there's a few decimals after, but I'm just rounding it off to 2 decimal places. Okay, so 3348.47. So what else? Local improvement. local improvement says here, just 933.50, okay? 933.50. I'm just gonna write down here. No calculation needed. Because they gave us the amount. Okay, now we have everything pretty much all set up. Total tax due. Total tax due would be municipal tax. We gotta pay for that. Education tax, we gotta pay for that as well. Local improvement, yes. And then last but not the least, minus the credit. Okay, good. 1650. So my grand total is $5,231.97. So $5,231.97. Is that okay? Is it easy to follow? Yeah, somewhat pretty straightforward, right? Okay. We'll just box that thing as our front answer. So that concludes that. Okay, let me just double check that I didn't forget anything. No, that's it. That concludes our notes on putting all of our property tax stuff. We did a little bit of that stuff yesterday, and then we kind of put it all the little pieces together today. So yeah. So just like in every other skill, it takes a practice to get this to be a second nature to us. So there's some questions here at the back, or at the back of that page, page 34, for you to do. Okay, so some people might have started it already, but if you haven't started, you can work on it